Why'd you join? What was important to you about achieving your black belt? Answer one or the other, or both. Fine.
Well, what was important for me was the challenging myself to do something I'd never done in my entire life. I did not grow up being athletic. I was in the arts. I was a singer, a dancer, an actress. I always exercised and took care of myself, but I was not in competitive sports. It was something I was never interested in it remotely. And again, Will's family kind of talked us into trying martial arts. The first time, Will neglected to tell you all the first Krav Maga class we went into.
Well, I talked to him.
Yeah. So we're 2 minutes into class, and my glasses were knocked off my face, flying across the room, and I'm like, oh my God, maybe I shouldn't do this, But we came home, and I had done. I'm a teacher, so I know how to do research, and I had researched Integrity. And I said, Will, I really like the online profile of Integrity Martial Arts. Let's give them a shot. And so we started. And from the beginning, I was nervous every time I came here, but I never let that stop me. Even though there were some difficult challenges along the way, I remember when we first joined the IMAX and we discussed, the possibility of getting a black belt. I was like, maybe I might really do that. I don't think it became a serious consideration for me until about the time I got injured. I tore my ACL in March of 2018, and a year ago I was in recovery. I had surgery. But it was at that point where I started thinking, just before I got injured, what other classes should I start attending here? Because we're halfway to black belt. What can I do? And then I got injured, but in a way that made me want it more. So I've really focused a lot on my experience here of turning self-doubt into self-accountability. So when the new curriculum came along, and I was like, I cannot do this. I've already learned everything else. Now I gotta learn something new. But I was like, how can I learn it? Sometimes we took extra lessons. I would go home and practice things with Will. I would talk to the other trainees, people here. I would share my questions and concerns. And everyone here at Integrity is so amazingly helpful that I think that's what helped me to continue on past the change in curriculum. And then the same thing with my injury. When I went in to see my doctor, the first thing I said, I want to get my black belt summer 2019. And he's like, you can do it if you do everything. So that doubt of, I'm injured, turned into, all right, what do I do for physical therapy? Because for physical therapy, it was only 3 months post-surgery. I did it on my own for additional 6 months.
I've never seen anyone do physical therapy as dedicated as she has.
Yeah, like every night. And through this past April, when I got clearance to do full karate again, I started working with a personal trainer. I changed my diet. Whenever something came up and was a doubt, I handled it. I have a neurological condition that impacts balance. I had, in February, I had a relapse. And I was like, all right, what am I gonna do? And I did some things nutritionally to kind of help with that. And but I also spoke up here when something made me uncomfortable. I would say, I'm gonna modify it and do it this way. And there was always an open atmosphere to doing those things. But I always worked to 100% of my own ability and tried to push beyond my 100%. Our 100% are all different. But as long as we're working to 100% and trying to push through it, that's all that matters. So every time I faced self-doubt, I turned it into, what can I do to make myself accountable to getting my black belt? And today, I can proudly declare that I am an athlete. Even though I was never an athlete when I was younger, I am an athlete, and I'm a black belt.